And he will also be my assistant.
All right. So how do I find a place to speak?
You're right here.
You've done it, haven't you?
You're right here.
Well, how come you're on the podium?
Well, because I bought it here.
But if you stand over here, sir, you stand over here, you're going to be on camera. Right over here, sir.
You got to roll your own.
You're going to be in camera.
Okay.
And you're going to be interrupted.
So, now you have to bear in mind that the one thing
He's English?
Excellent.
Content over everything.
No, not steady on. Speaking here, this is not parliamentary. This is more like bare knuckle fighting in the skin.
What's the last part, please? I don't have
like
my hearing aids.
He says it's more like a bare knuckle fist fight than a sort of oratory.
This is not parliamentary.
No, I think he...
Okay.
This is full contact.
All right.
So let me put it this way: you're going to try to explain why Trump is not the greatest president. I'm going to take the contraposition and explain why Trump is the greatest president.
And I'm going to snipe from the sidelines.
Does that happen after I'm done or during?
Well, if you like a soliloquy, you can do that first.
I'd rather, because I get confused.
Get
I'm not young like you. I'm old. I get confused.
You think you're even going to be able to get started?
Well, you must
Say again?
You think you're even going to be able to get started?
I hope so.
Right, this is full
If
contact.
you stand over
public
here,
discourse.
you'll find yourself on camera as well.
Excellent.
If you face this way, sir. There you
This
go.
way.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Wait a second.
Are you recording me also?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you're reading
Just make
from
sure
notes.
Leon's got
How
the
sweet.
camera going here.
How charming. He's reading from notes.
I have to. I can't
bless.
speak extemporaneously.
Oh, bless.
Let him
Learn.
speak, though.
Why?
I know.
Please.
Gave proof
Why?
through the night that
Okay.
our flag.
Well, your flag was still
Why do you support Trump? Why would you support
He's the
Trump?
greatest president the United States has had.
because he
and
pisses off my sister.
We wish he was a bit more right.
If the only thing that he manages to do for the entire duration of his presidency is continue to piss off my sister, it would have been.
Why do you like him as an Englishman, though? Why?
Because he defends the West.
He's partly
He defends the
British.
West.
He is a chauvinist in favour of Western civilization,
gives us
or
hope.
as we call it, patriarchy.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry,
All right.
so Western civilization.
you go, sir.
I
All
mean
right.
civilization.
Excellent.
My name is Ken. I'm a sorry. Sorry. Start
is-
from the beginning.
Come on.
Please let me.
Let me talk.
Please.
Hey,
It's short. It's 3 minutes.
well, I'm short, and I
give him
doubt
a roll,
whether
give
you're
him
going to
a
be
roll.
able to get all the way through without being heckled.
All right.
In fact, I am absolutely certain you're not going to be able to get it. Go on. Just try. Just pause. Are you going to say pause, or are you going to
Don't
No, I'm
bother.
going to pause.
Please.
Thank you.
Are the Saudis paying you?
It is my honor to address the English people and the world from historic Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park.
Tell me, how do I get a job from Soros?
My name is Ken. I am a citizen of the United States and the world.
God bless the U.S.
Pause.
As citizens of each, we are our country's best ambassadors.
Pause.
We each represent the heart of our country, uninhibited by politics.
Pause. What do you mean uninhibited by politics?
I am here to tell England and the world that the United States of America is not Donald Trump.
Shame.
He does not represent the values of the American people.
Well, more than half of them.
Wrong.
I apologize for the obnoxious, insecure, reckless, and childish behavior of the President of the United States.
Stable genius.
Many Americans and mental health professionals are of the opinion that my president has numerous mental health and behavioral issues, not the least of which is being a pathological liar and misogynist. This failed businessman can't even build a team to lead his own country.
How many failed
Many,
businessmen are there? Billionaires.
many have left his administration.
I'd like to
calling
be a
him-
failed American businessman if they
Excellent.
give you $1 billion.
And the president of the U.S.
Yes, yes.
In America, they do
Many
say
billions of dollars
much
of
better
bankruptcy
over here,
that
don't
the
they?
American people have
How
afforded.
much they pay you to say this?
Nothing. This failed businessman, like I said, cannot even build a team to lead our country. Many
He can
have
build a
left his
wall.
administration, calling
Give
him
him a
a
chance,
moron
he'll
or an
build a wall.
imbecile.
He hasn't built the
I
wall.
agree.
Give him a chance.
Mr. Powell.
The great negotiator. Where are we? The great negotiator has failed to negotiate cooperation with the world. In fact, he has been destructive.
Except Korea, of course.
He's done nothing with Korea. He's had a meeting. He has leadership in the world with uninformed opinion, rash reaction, ill manners, disrespect for world leaders, and by backstabbing friends of the United States.
Then why is everyone talking about him if
He
he's
is
not leading?
untrustworthy.
I trust him.
He has been untrustworthy in his personal life also. The only positive outcome of the Trump fiasco is the realization that blind loyalty to a party, right or wrong, with never a compromise, is a formula for failure.
That's why he's going up in the opinion polls.
You need to read some better polls, bud. Once again, I apologize to Great Britain and the world for Donald Trump. Donald Trump does not represent the feeling and heart of the American people. In our next election, we will show the world what the American people really stand for.
Trump 2020.
Hopefully sooner by our Congress saying, you're fired.
Barron
To
Trump
this horrible,
2036.
horrible embarrassment to my country.
Barron Trump 2026.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, let's make this easy for you.
Yes.
President Trump was elected because the white working class of the United States had been deprived across the entire Rust Belt. The nation formed by 1790 in the Immigration Nationalization Act was a nation of white men. In 1965, the Hart-Celler Act opened the flood doors for U.S. immigration, and you're heading for demographic replacement. Trump speaks to the lost white working class vote of the United States. God bless him.
And more to the point, you can't say anything about it because he's not white.
Yeah, that's what's confusing me.
Why?
No, he doesn't. He was elected to
So what was
blind.
You can't swear at him. You can't be rude to him. Because what he just said is precisely right.
I don't see how it relates to today.
Why does it relate to the world today? Because right now the United States is on target for demographic replacement by 2060.
Excuse me.
Right?
Do you believe the same sort of dynamic is happening with Brexit?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but have you read the study that says we need immigrants to actually boost the economy?
No, we don't.
No, a lot of institutions.
No, we don't. Immigrants are not a net benefit positive to the economy. They're not. No. We need repatriation. We don't need immigration. Only because you have a low white replacement rate. What you need instead is to encourage. Correct, absolutely. Well, okay, so if you look at the current, we have 7 billion chimps on the planet. By 2050, we're looking at 10 billion chimps. 2.5 billion chimps are coming from sub-Saharan Africa. So if you're an environmentalist, you know 58% of that environmental contributions per person. So that entire thing is coming from sub-Saharan Africa. So we would be culling the sub-Saharan African population if that was your argument, right? Okay, so what's your argument? Correct. We need young, stable, white nuclear families to save the West. Yes, you do.
I would like to counterpoint to here. The reason Donald Trump was elected was
Because Hillary's a criminal.
hope.
Was
Okay,
hope.
Hillary's a criminal.
Across the
hope.
Rust Belt, from Ohio to Michigan.
Partisan politics, regardless of whether you think your candidate
You're
is
a
an
new one?
idiot, okay,
Male
is
service.
ruining our country, and I believe it is a bad formula.
Arkansas.
No, because if you look at it, the entire United States was constructed by a melting pot of white European ancestry that created this United States. It was only after the Hart-Celler Act in 1965 that you opened the floodgates of immigration. That's the problem the United States faces.
I don't see us facing an immigration problem.
You don't see us facing-
How about an illegal immigration problem?
Exaggerate
I am not in favor
the
of
role
illegal
of Donald
immigration.
Trump in all
Then you
this.
need a wall.
But even with legal immigration, sir, the
Most
same problem
attractive.
happens,
Pay
right?
the-
You have the replication
pay
rate
the-
of non-white
pay the
immigrants is much higher, right?
That wall will pay for 5 to 10,000 people for 20 years at the rate of $100,000 a year with benefits. I'd rather have the people who's going to
Anyway, I tell you what,
jobs.
I mean, that was quiet, and we can't hear. Would anybody like to talk to me?
I'd like to talk to you. Tell me what you think.
Yes, come over close so we can talk.
I don't know what you're going to talk about.
Well, how about...
Ma'am is
you have
approaching
these
10
on
years.
the wonderful front.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, sometimes you know, a prophet is without honour.
Are you saying Trump is a prophet?
Oh, yes. Yes, there is. But what does a prophet do? A prophet can see the future clearly when others cannot. You know, that's Trump.
A steak salesman can see the future too and sell you the
Very
future.
very few people could actually, when Trump put his hat in the middle of the ring, said, I'll tell you what, there is a vacancy here for somebody who is going to save Western civilization. Because most people watch the mainstream media which says that, hey, the West is finished, basically. We're all going to be a colony of China very, very soon. White people are responsible for all the evil in the world, and you should just crawl up and be ashamed of yourself and go away and die.
So that makes him a prophet because you're saying he's going to undermine the Asian part of our world and
pathetic gift.
But he's trying to undermine the Asian. He's trying to protect the United States. He's torn up NATO.
Against Asia, you said. There's a lot of people in the United States that are of
Your
Asian
policy
descent.
development process is simplified,
damn
and it is now
about what people
that
think
which Trump opposes, or
can
that
actually
which
tell the truth
opposes
regardless
anything Trump wants.
of what all the political
Look, I'm listening to you, but you're not
of the
listening
left.
to anything that we're saying.
So what do you say?
He's a speaker, you're the audience.
So now go ahead. What are you saying?
I would say that Trump, okay.
So yes, and
I don't agree with Trump. I don't think he's a prophet. I think he's an evil
On
man. I
anything.
think he's a man that
An
has
evil
his
man.
own agenda. But I
Well,
also
let's look
think
at the results.
I
Let's
want to
have a look
listen
at
to
what
what you have to
Trump
say
has
because I think the problem in America is we don't listen to
Absolutely. So
the other side
economic growth.
So the
You
US
know,
is more polarized than it ever has
very
been.
polarized.
So if you look at the
So
metrics,
is the UK, right? I would say that. We have that in common.
So I was in LA recently and I was chased in a restaurant for my Trump hat.
I would believe that. My son goes to college, and he would tell you if he wore that hat, he would be ostracized. There's no room.
Gave proof through the
There's
night
no
that I'm
room for
black
diversity
still.
of thought.
There's no
You should not be
room
for
scared of
diversity
that.
of
Be a
thought.
proud American.
Yes, exactly.
You stand your
Which is pretty
ground.
bad, isn't
Semper
it?
Fi, motherfucker. Sorry.
But the president should show. The president needs to listen. He needs to listen to people too, and not just
But in that case,
expedite
why-
what
in that
he
case,
wants
why
and what
is-
he,
In
you
that case, why is
As a
Pelosi
possible
and Schumer
agent of change.
refusing to
That's
enter
a
the
total problem
negotiation?
as well.
It has been
People
9 days
are
since Pelosi and
more
Schumer have gone
willing
in to speak to him. The last time
speak
Pelosi and Schumer spoke to him,
unacceptable
they
truths
said
now
no
in
deal.
Britain
Why are
than
they
they
saying
were
no deal?
previously.
Because Trump doesn't listen. He doesn't. He's got his own agenda.
that
He's
But you just
alone
not.
contradict yourself. But surely Pelosi and
Everything that's
Schumer
happened.
should be listening to Trump to find a deal, but they're not negotiating. Why aren't the Democrats negotiating? Why is Pelosi silent and why is Schumer?
Why didn't the Republicans listen when the Democrats had the House
So-
and they had
so,
the
ma'am,
executive
you're-
power and they wanted to bring in some of the justices?
But, ma'am,
I mean,
you're a
it's
woman,
just how
right?
politics are. I'm a woman.
Yeah, but ma'am, as a woman, you should see. Did you notice Charles Schumer's body language in the Oval Office? He sat
saying
like
only
this.
women
he
can
looked
read
like
body
this,
language?
and he looked at that.
I would agree.
He wouldn't even
It's
make eye
polarized.
contact
We
with the
just
president.
one thing we agreed on is very polarized.
It is very
everyone has a line in the sand and nobody.
So if you look at
is
this,
willing to
there's
move.
only two scenarios. Either the hopes and the dreams of the white average middle class American has a voice or it doesn't. And that voice says no immigration, jobs brought back home, a reintroduction of tariffs, a destruction of globalization. This is the agenda Trump stood on and was elected on.
Well,
He was elected on that democratically because we want the jobs back in Ohio. We want Akron, Ohio to not be a ghost land. We want Detroit. What happened to Detroit? It's 82% black right now, right? What's happened to Detroit? That used to be a stellar symbolism in the US industry. Where are all the jobs? They're in Asia. So how do you tell a young American family from Kentucky, from the Appalachians, whose fathers worked in the mines, how do you tell those Americans that they don't have a future
It's
because
heartbreaking.
Nike and Starbucks and Google are I worked in investment banking for 10 years. I know how globalization works.
Yeah.
That money is being optimized in a value chain, taken away from the Americans who founded that nation. They formed that nation, they forged that nation. Why should they give that nation away to
we also
MS-13?
have a lot of intellectual IT property value. We have, I mean, it's a changing economy.
Correct, but it's
changing.
globalized, right? So,
Yeah.
so who should stand for the voice of the American white middle class?
Why does it have to be the white middle class that
Because
stands
it's
there? We're not
because
that
of white
deprived. We're
privilege,
not
white
that.
supremacy, all the things that white people are
Why
attacked
can't we
at.
have a blended? Why can't we just come together? Why does it have to be white, black?
Because,
Asian?
like you said,
Why
your
does one
son or
group
your
have to
nephew,
dominate over
if
another?
your
Why
son or your
can't it be a
nephew went to
melting pot?
this
That's
college
what we're founded
campus
on.
Go to
and formed a
YouTube.
whites-only club, he would be
You'll
run out
find
of
that right
town.
America now, there are now
You're not. Are you? You're not white.
I'm half white.
Christmas rights.
You're
But it doesn't
half
matter.
white.
I don't have to be a slave owner to argue against slavery.
I know, but you
right?
keep bringing up
Minority
white
shoppers.
and white
Because
oppression
Trump,
and white middle class
correct,
oppression.
because Trump
For the last
represents
4 or
the
5
hope
years
of
now.
white people in the United States.
So all you have to do to answer these questions is why multiculturalism is not working. It's simply watch unnecessary footage of violence and carnage in the United States. That answers your question. You don't need somebody verbalising or editorialising over as the mainstream media does. Just look directly at what's
But I like what you said about the polarization.
And
I think the dialogue is what's missing.
There's no
dialogue is
dialogue.
necessary. And I think you're pretty spunky.
I would say that's the only thing we agree on. There's no dialogue. Say to him, like, this would be a great forum in the U.S. where we could just come and talk about, because we don't talk. We all listen to different news outlets.
So
we all have very polarized. But you're also very polarized. You're not listening. I'm trying to listen to you and take into account what you're saying.
I'm not. I'm actually listening. I did my work. I did my research at Stanford in the US. So I used to go to Berkeley a lot. And if you go to Berkeley right now and you try to have any views in Cal,
I would agree.
You are effectively going to be run out of town, and the mayor of Berkeley is going to stand back, and Berkeley campus police are just going to stand. When I was at Stanford, you could have that dialogue.
I agree.
We could go to Berkeley, we could argue with people at Berkeley, you could go back to Stanford argue. Now, you're going to have the Black Lives Matter. You can do this, which is a communist symbol, but if I did this, there's something wrong with that. If this is wrong, so is that.
I agree. You should be able to talk about it. But you do that, that symbolizes oppression and it symbolizes.
But if that's okay, then this is okay.
Black Lives Matter is a little different because you're talking about an oppressed group. You're not talking about a group that's in power and privileged. But I agree. We should be able to talk about our differing opinions and not be run out of town.
That's a good thing.
I would agree with that.
We're doing it right now. Look, we're actually having a civil conversation. Right. You haven't shot me.
Only because we're in Britain.
I shot you. I want to hear why you're so passionate about it. But
because I believe the West is under an existential attack. And I mean this I don't mean this emotionally or rhetorically. I believe the Western civilization is under an unprecedented attack. And the defense of that must be in the two countries that matter the most.
Pretty insulated from attack.
Well, really? And they're streaming across. Your capital is flowing globally. People are streaming in under the borders. I think it's quite a... Which part of the US are you guys from?
We're from Denver.
Denver?
Yeah. I mean, I go again to the IT market, and we have a lot of intellectual property. We have a lot of the software industries in the U.S.
I'm the CTO. I'm the CTO of a blockchain startup, so I know a bit about.
So you know, I mean, we definitely have Detroit, and we have some very poor areas.
You got Palo Alto, right? And then you got Detroit, right?
And you got Detroit. So I mean, but in England, right?
We have the same problem here. Right. Just in
Liverpool.
London, you've got the same. The difference between, let's say, Holland Park and Bermondsey is quite stark. Right? I mean, that's not even terribly far apart.
Yeah.
Right. What do you do?
I'm Emery. Nice to meet you.
Emery Rouse. What do you do? Do you work in software?
Yeah, I'm in IT.
IT doing. What do you do?
Software. I have a company that we do asset collection.
Hey!
So there you go.
So you really are on our side.
No, I'm not on your side. No.
Come on. What are you studying, man?
I'm studying mechanical engineering.
Good man. You're going to build bridges and shit, right?
Yeah.
Literally.
It was good talking to you.
Take care. Yep. God bless.
Content over everything. From your melody.
Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
Man, thanks. So big thank you to Leon, and a big thank you to DJ Reza for the cam. And I guess I'm here because this was a challenge laid down to the communists in the park, the socialists in the park, Haiku and others. And the idea is, let's start by doing two things here. We're going to explain what's wrong with Marxism and socialism, and then we're going to use that to explain, or at least introduce the new right. And from that, we're going to talk about the world's problems and how the new right is